Hola estudiantes, hoy vamos a hablar de pronombres, subject pronouns. Okay, so at this time make sure you have your Avancemos textbook, your subject pronouns note guide, and a pen or pencil so that you can fill in your note guide as we go through the PowerPoint. Okay, so subject pronouns are yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes, ellos, and ellas. So, on the left are the singular subject pronouns, and on the right are the plural subject pronouns. So let's talk about what they mean. On the singular side, if you want to talk about yourself, you use yo. Yo in English means I, so make sure you fill out your note guide as we go through. Tú means you, but it's an informal you. So if you want to talk to someone and you are informal with them, use tú. Make sure there's an accent mark over the you. Usted also means you. So if you want to talk to someone but you need to be formal with them, use usted. If you want to talk about a male, use él, which means he, and make sure there's an accent mark over the E. And if you want to talk about a girl, use ella, which means she. So if you want, you could pause the video at this time and fill out the left side of your subject pronouns chart so that you have the meanings in English next to the Spanish. On the plural side, which means there's more than one person, use nosotros to talk about we as a group, nosotras to talk about we as a group, and we'll talk about the difference between that in just a minute. Ustedes is talking to a group of people when you want to say you guys or you all. And ellos and ellas both mean they if you are talking about a group of people. And we'll talk about the difference between those in just a minute. Okay, pause the video and fill out the right side of your note guide. Okay, so which one do you need to use? Well, if you're talking to a person, you are always going to use the subject pronoun you. Okay? If you are talking to a friend, a family member, someone younger, remember this is informal, you want to use tú. But if you're talking to someone you need to be formal with, someone you don't know, someone older, or someone you show respect to, you need to use usted. If you're talking to a group of people, use ustedes, which means you all. Okay, so we have three ways we can use to talk, or three subject pronouns we can use to talk to people. Remember, tú means you, informal. Usted means you, formal. And ustedes means you all. Okay, so it's if you're saying you guys or you all in a group. Use nosotros, we, and ellos, they, when you are talking about a group of all males or mixed group of males and females. If there is at least one male in the group, you have to use not only plural, but you have to use masculine. So the OS shows you it's plural and masculine. Okay. Also, if there is a mixed group of males and females or just males, and you want to say they, use ellos with the OS. Okay, now here's the difference. Nosotros is if it's all guys or guys and girls, and use nosotras and ellas when you are talking about a group of all females. So if you are saying we, and the we is a group of all girls, you will use nosotras instead of nosotros. If you are talking about a group of girls and you want to say they, you will say ellas. You use ellos if there is one or more boy included in the group. Okay, what subject pronoun should you use to talk about yourself? Well, in English, if you talk about yourself, you say I, so the answer is yo. Okay, so let's notice the difference between talking about someone and talking to someone. Okay, if you are talking to your best friend, having a conversation, talking to them, you want to use some form of the word you. Okay, your best friend is not only one person, but is someone you are informal with. So the answer is tú. Okay, you want to talk about your brothers. You're not talking to them. If you were talking to them, you'd use a form of you. But because you're talking about them, you want to say they. And because they're boys, at least one boy in the group, you use ellos. Okay, you want to talk about your sisters. You're not talking to them, so you don't want to use a form of you. You're talking about them, and they're both girls, so ellas. To talk to your parents, okay, so you're talking to them, which means you want to use a form of you. We have two singular ones and a plural one, and because you have two people you're talking to, you want to say you all or you guys. So the answer here is ustedes. Okay, to talk about you and your friend. So you are in the group, your friend is in the group, you are talking about yourself and your friend. So you want to say we. Okay, nosotros is one way you could use, but if you are a girl and your friend is a girl, then this could be nosotras. Okay, you want to talk about a group of friends. Okay, you're talking about them, not to them, so you don't want to use a form of you. And they are a group of people without you in it, so you want to use ellos. Okay, you want to talk to a teacher. So now you're talking to someone, you want to use a form of you, and a teacher is someone you should show respect, so usted. To talk about your dad, so you're talking about him, right? So you want to say he, él. And that's the end of our video. So if you have additional questions, please see the notes provided on page 37 of your textbook. And at this time, make sure you fill out Part B of your note guide, where it asks which Spanish subject pronouns should you use. Make sure you're ready to take your flipped mini quiz when you come in tomorrow. Adios.